but Wish does have to be careful here.
He's playing nicely, dodging a couple of the blasts here with either like a blink strike to blink past it or a trickster trade. He's just trying to maximize and not take too much damage on this Ricky.
Focus taking a lot of damage. He's hit 2 of these brambles, but is going to be just fine here. Does need to be a bit careful, especially with that shockwave pulling right back in.
That's a fun combo. Skewer through those brambles for sure. Can cause a lot of pressure and cause a lot of problems with the courier. We'll get it.
Now you're fish food.
Well, there goes the boots, unfortunately.
Playing Ursa, these little roots are also quite annoying. You're just like, you're gonna land it till you can't do anything. You click your after or shock when you're in the root and you just stand still. You do a little jump in motion, jump in place.
Yeah, I can't do a whole heck of a lot.
They're doing pretty good in the last.
Oh no, looks like Spartan's gonna be fine here. They wound up here with the Shadow Realm, hoping maybe they could get that angle, but not gonna find it this time around, so still no first blood. But plenty of chances to try to get it.
Yeah, Seb a little off the mark there. Spartan had 10 wand charges, or 10 stick charges too, so he knew he had to come back if they did want to get that kill. Yeah, the last hits though, I'm checking them out. Look, even Tidehunter's even doing really well. They're forcing a lot of spins up from Ana up top too. So lanes at the moment looking hot for BRAME.
And that's exactly how they need to be playing this here and making that space, trying to take towers early and allow this Ursa to really come online.
Yeah, something I've seen from a lot of these mid laners when they have more spam ability than the opposing. That's happening. A lot of them get taken out finally.
I feel like that's gotta be like tradition though for BRAME at this point, right? You know, as I say, Spartan usually the first one to go down here.
Spins up from Ana up top too.
That is different position.
Hot for BRAME.
And that's exactly how they need to be playing this here, making that.
These mid laners lately, when they can super push the mid in, they actually run in and take the opposing 3-minute bounty run if you have a bottle. I think Wish can actually go for stuff like that this game because he's playing versus Ricky. Ricky's not going to go for the same bottle.
Right.
And he can't have that good rune control with pushing lane in.
There's so many runes that are available now as well. It's actually wild. We're talking about in the back room about how, you know, that 5 minutes comes up and the night comes through and you're like, oh, I feel like I should be doing something right, but there's nothing there. I start
It feels a little awkward. It does feel like there should be some big thing, but it's not there anymore. You see the water room will get claimed. Sox will get the bottom one. Wish fills up his bottle on that.
And a little bit more pressure here over in this mid lane. Just tossing out a couple hits on the tower. But not too far behind here over here on Topson, really.
Top.
Top spin, Dominant, yeah, down he goes to the spin of the Humble God.
But it still continues to be the same thing. Like Ana CS 13 to the 26 of the Tidehunter. Skylark, he's gotten the start that he wanted to. He's already almost got the hood finished up too, so he's feeling very confident just standing up. Because of that's right? It's just the fact that he has the Brewmaster with the jug that makes it just you can't threaten the Tidehunter at all with the jug spin. Well, normally if you had any other range support, constant harassment into a spin will probably net a kill a lot of the time. So Dota's doing his best.
I'm sure they calculated this a bit, knowing the matchups.
I think they chose to make it the 5 as well, right?
Focus. They did. Ooh, that shockwave dragging back focus. Do they have enough though? The Shadow Realm, the boot comes out, and down goes the bear. And the mid lane, the roll in coming out over here on Thompson. He's immediately going to try to go and just circle away. So, and then throwing out a couple more hits, but he is indeed out of regen right now. So that's going to be a bit rough. Top lane, Skylark is going to be able to just teleport on out. There's no way to cancel that TP right now. He's feeling absolutely fine.
TP's to the tower as well, so he can stay up there and get that experience.
Oh, the roll down goes Thompson with a big hit from Wish.
Very nice. I like seeing it making moves around the catapult. Unfortunately, their catapult did die, so they can't actually turn this into a bit of a push, but continue to apply pressure and some good moves from Dominant so far. These 3 lanes continue to get this good farm, even though OG, they have found themselves 3 kills. We are seeing just the overall power of these heroes. Their positioning of what they're up against. Looking good.
I also like the fact
Root
that...
control.
Oh yes, that's very, very important, especially when you have a Pugna here. But I like the fact that BRAME is really just playing their style of Dota still, you know? They said that the one team that they're a little bit worried about was, of course, OG, but that hasn't deterred them from just playing super aggressive.
Yeah, I like that they even like just put it out there, the way that they opened up their draft, right? The Earth Spirit straight to the Pugna, that just means that's a kind of a statement. You're going for a certain strategy right away inside of the game.
Stomina making his way over to the top here. And there's John Humble go. Spins coming out again. You talk about him just being so tanky. Able to do a whole heck of a lot. Stomina looking for the brawl. He's going to be able to connect it over onto No Tail. Skylark making his way over. Would love to get the final hit. And down goes No Tail as Wish again just pushed back here in this middle lane.
Very nicely done. 2K lead. Saksa, he's starting to get those stack start. I almost said stacks? Staxa? I like it. Saksa is getting the stacks, you know, because he's got that Magnus, he's got this power that's going to be kicking in for their double chorus. He is.
Yeah, that was a little close there, but they do have the ward on the side. They were aware that, of course, SSA Spartan was sitting off on the side, and you saw Thompson had already kind of been for the dodge and had No Tail, of course, right behind him, so he had a blink available.
But they're being annoying. Look, even Spartan comes mid. He just continues to blast to refresh the chakra, the blast from the Pugna 2, and just cancel the salve from Thompson. They want this early tower. They want to get into enemy jungle because they know, you know, we're playing versus Magnus. There's going to be some stacks. But they want to start getting this invasion going, start getting their advantage even more so.
Bottom lane looks like the Willow was considering just teleporting out. Found themselves a little treat there. But over in the mid lane, the kick back over on the side, they take No Tail. Now Stomina, he's got to try to run away here from Thompson. He's not going to be able to do it. The life drain comes out, but there's a blink target off to the side. Spartan help allow Thompson to run away.
His middle tower is under attack.
That blink does give away the fact that there's a ward, but he actually checks the wrong spot. It's just out of range of that opposite. Spartan knows it's there, though. He's probably going to buy another sin.
Dire's bottom tower.
It's in between both sentries, right? It's quite nice for the side of OG.
I do love this strat, though. Yeah, just constantly just giving the chakra magic over to Wish, ripping down the tower, and like you said, they pull out that sentry and immediately de-ward.
It's when you see that jump from the Ricky, you know, like, how is he seeing you in the tree line? So, nicely done, good awareness. And they will force even the jump, even Mana has to go TP back to base because of Skylark's pressure.
And look at these tasty stacks that they can pick up now. That feels so bad right now. Sucks that worked hard to go and put up these stacks. Gotta protect them, guys.
I mean, perfect stuff so far from BRAME, honestly. Sure, they've given up a couple kills here and there, but overall, the way that their game plan, it's looking really solid right now. Invading, knowing that the stacks are there, putting the pressure onto mid tower. Now we'll probably see Wish go toward top. Apply pressure there soon. Let's see, maybe trying to get a kill first.
Got the Aether Lens completed the roll on over here towards the Ricky, but not gonna be able to quite follow up. Now Stoneman has to retreat. Thinking about going back in, though. You can see the paint. Skylark just doing
trying to take advantage
Tidehunter thing.
How weak OG is at the moment. OG cannot fight back. They have to pretty much like bring like the Magnus and the Willow, it feels like, to fight versus the Earth Spirit and the Pugna. Like, these two can actually apply so much pressure onto the map, and now we're seeing OG make. Magnus is starting to make the way over. They're getting a little sick of Wish's shenanigans.
The little green gobbo there. I guess he's a skeleton, right? Not quite a goblin.
Okay, kind of looks like a goblin.
Right, doesn't he? Reminds me of Jenkins. But top of the lane, they throw down the brambles. Saksa immediately goes into the Shadow Realm, throws out the Cursed Crown. Won't be able to stop Skylark in his tracks, but they feel a little bit close to that little fairy.
I'm just looking at the way the map is positioned at the moment. This is so excellent for BRAME. Like, Spartan's able to chill bottom and farm versus farming the jungle fine. Tidehunter's pressuring top, gathering creeps, and also pressuring the tower, while OG, they're on the full defensive. Everyone's kind of sticking around each other. They're not able to really make their own aggressive moves. They're having to be responsive. This is a good start here, and BRAME needs to keep this up. As you know, we know that looming late game will eventually hit when those empowers do get in, but this is some really good stuff. Focus is getting pretty close to the battlefield already.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Smoke coming out from the side of OG. Gonna see if they can make something happen with these trio.
Yeah, Brew is 6, Saksa just short of the 6. He really wants it versus Pugna. It adds a big element to just kill the Pugna during the attack.
This is going on. Skylark is, of course, taking that top tower. The roll in from Stoneman, and the teleports are coming out. There's a big silence coming through here. Follow them up, but they have the Ravage. Even though they have that Terrorizer going to follow up, down goes Wish. These brambles holding them into place. Trying to use that Bedlam in as well, but Skylark is very tanky. Cursed Crown will proc, though. Stoneman now running himself out. Thompson clicking away over here at Skylark. No Tail. Go for a little bit of a dive here. Does not have that split already, though. It already went down during the early portion of the fight, so they do manage to collect on the Brewmaster.
But chaos caused. That's OG coming back in the game quite
Radiant's
significantly.
bottom
They bring
tower has
Ana
fallen.
down bottom too, gets a kill with the Omni slash onto the Coddle. So all in all, really good move from Mode. Great smoke, use of both ultis. The Willow just hitting 6 for that terrorize there too. Perfect. So Ravage kind of wasted there for the break. OG benefits quite heavily.
Definitely a move that was necessary. Again, we've yet to see Seb come on in here with the RP just yet, so they still have that threat, but they're going to respond with their own smoke gank here, and there is a double damage over in the bottom rune spot. I'm sure they're expecting someone to show up. In fact, Thompson will oblige the roll in the life drain, and down goes Thompson. Oh, and then SSA Spartan doing classic SSA Spartan things where he runs up the side by himself right into the enemy core. I'm not sure you want to fight this, BRAME. So I'm going to consider it.
Yeah, they really want to try to contest this triangle because they know how weak OG is. Like, Brewmaster ult's down, Omni Slash is down, Willow ult's down. Like, they want to try to invade this triangle, get rid of these stacks.
Ooh, they're going for the roll.
Pressure.
Seb runs away. Everyone's just grouped up within this. Oh, the stacks!
They're doing it. They're starting to.
They have to contest this here. See Seb getting into position. Nice blinding light. Dominant rolling on out. Skylark is still here. Wish over the back lines. Getting the life drain off. Over to the pool. Needs to be careful though because they drag right back in. Triplicate. Doing a lot. RP comes through as well. Wish goes down. And now it looks like they'll be able to claim themselves a pelt to the bear as the rest of BRAME on the run. Ooh, Thompson, he was hoping he could grab Dominant here. Not going to be able to quite find it, but he'll find Spartan instead and chase after him. Get himself a double kill. Dominant running now from Ana. Oh, the block comes out. Down goes the Earth Spear. And now it is just the tanky Skylark who is left. And it's not looking like he's going to survive this, although they look like they'll back off a little bit here, but I don't know. Teleport's coming out, the buyback from Dominant. They want this kill on no-till. They need to get something from this. So they will be able to collect that kill on the position 5, but look at this. Look at Thompson. Look at Ana. So they're coming right back in again. They get the Omni slash off, and down goes Dominant. Skylark now chasing after them is silenced up, but again, he's a big tanky boy. Love to put some more damage. They throw out that blast, and they just don't have anything to cancel out this teleport from Ana, so he is out. No problem here. Sox is going to be able to flip those little wings away, but hey, take a look. They still have the stack.
Skylark, he's like, I don't care, we all died, I'm still there.
Thompson needs to be very careful here. They're gonna try to go back in. Thompson looking at Wish with the goo-goo eyes. He'd love to get a kill here. Spartan, though, needs a little bit of assistance. They do manage to use the Decrepify. They're just coming back around. I hear a Ravage going on the other side. Oh, No-Tail goes down while we're just watching as they chase after Thompson. He wants this kill so bad, Fog. And it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get it. Look at Spartan. He wants that. Foxa, though, is going to go down here to the big old bear. Ana slicing away over here, over at Focus. Spinning, trying to do anything he can, but there it is. There's a little battery coming out from Wish as he keeps him alive. And now Ana, he's left pretty much alone. They're set nearby, but there's not much that he can do. Thompson jumping right back in again. Does have that shroud as he chases after Wish, but he cannot get this kill. And Skylark, again, just swinging around in the middle of all of them. Throwing out the taunt. Says, come and get me, OG. If you dare.
And RP's back up in 10 seconds, and I'm pretty sure we had RP start the entirety of that last 2-minute fight that kind of just went on. And this is what we want to see, though, from these teams. You know, BRAME is bringing the battle back. You know OG's going to bring the battle back to you, so I love that they're just attempting to go for that high ground there. They take away most of the Ancients, still 2 of the big ones, but some good stuff. Even though they all got wiped, they're still persistent to make their way back up there. But now, Ana got a lot of space from this, and so did Thompson, to be honest. They got a lot of the big kills. Thompson actually had the defeat. It felt like he was a lot more behind in this game, but now he's going to be able to do some damage. The Coddle is just straight food. Every time Spartan shows his face, he's just going to pretty much instantly die to Thompson.
I'm pretty sure Spartan is very used to that, though, to be quite honest.
That's true.
He is definitely the long-suffering support on the side of BRAME. But yeah, you know, I like the fact that, you know, these skirmishes keep breaking out. I don't even know if you can call them skirmishes at this point, right? Because they last for so long. All my years of casting SA Dota have prepared me for games like this.
These are just wars, you know. Anytime Moji's playing is a war.
We love to see it. Always
They're
an
always going to bring the
entertaining
battle
time.
back to you, even if they can, right? Like the famous thing, you know, they're like monkeys, right? That's what Kuroki said. They're just going to run at you aimlessly. It doesn't matter. They're just going to run into you and just keep bringing the battle. And that's why they, you know, that whole famous saying happened where it's like, we must just pick heroes that are good versus like running you, like Gyro and stuff. So it's always good to just have the constant battle. BRAME, their draft is definitely very battle ready always. And Navigating is great farm. You know, Focus, he did get that good time Battle Fury, so still looking pretty solid for them.
Radiant's top tower
I
is under
almost
attack.
manages to get the roll off in time, but nope, Sox is out. Top tower is, of course, getting blinked away here by Seb. Gonna have those Greaves online
he's-
soon, and the blinks.
I like that. I like that he's going for the Greaves this game rather than going for Blink. I think it's really nice versus the Pugna, versus the Silences as well, and just more healing. They have Healing Ward, they have Greaves. It could trip up Rame's draft quite a bit if they don't find those targets on the initial go.
You didn't see that.
Skylar just enjoying the view over here by the side. Does have the Ravage back up and running, but do you see some movement coming out now from the side of BRAME as they're headed over towards this top side of the dire jungle? They throw down a ward, hoping to get some vision.
Are they gonna try forcing the rush? Okay. They have the
Yeah.
flags on Skylar. They have
Ooh,
the
Seb.
Gush when they break the linkage, and they have the Ursa, so
Be very careful. Their smoke of deceit, of course, up and running. Could see a very big RP, but look at this line that they have to cross. In fact, they get to jump first. So they'll silence up Seb, they'll knock him back. Not gonna be able to get in that pit as easily. Again, they still have the Ravage here. There'll be the split being committed now by No Tail. They'll go and use the Curse Crown as well. Yules is gonna get used on the back line here, or rather the Panda throwing up the Tornado, but everything is just so split. Look at this. You got Pandas running after SSA Spartan. You got a whole fight on the back lines. Focus just can't figure out where he wants to go. He sees Seb over there. No Tail. All right, the split is over. This could work in their favor, but Thompson on the back line, hoping maybe that he can get a quick pick off, make this a little bit easier for them. There's no force step yet over onto Spartan, so he is gonna go down, but they'll be able to return and get themselves a kill. Now it's No Tail next to fall. They don't have vision over here onto Thompson, but they get the roll forward over here onto Seb. Seb, he needs help to kick back. He's just surrounded by too many of these heroes. He's not looking like he's gonna survive this. Down he goes. Wish gets himself a double kill.
Now you're fish.
They did buy back on Spartan for this, but now, okay, they're gonna buy back now on Seb. They don't want to allow them to get this Roche. Anna needs to be a little bit careful here. We'll throw out the spit. Double damage over onto Thompson, though. You can absolutely blow up one of these supports, or maybe even a bear here. Smokescreen does get dropped.
He looks too beefy.
It's
He's too much of a wall for them to get through. He's just parking himself in this river outside Roche, and they're having to give a lot of respect to it. Now, no Bruce split available, since they had to use it that last time to try to get these kills, and we're still eager. You know, that ED on top, so he still wants to try to find something. Yep, again, it's Skylar.
And rolling on into the pit. They'll get the jump, the silence. This is looking like a decent amount of damage on Skylar, but it's not enough to take him down. Again, Brambles get thrown down. Snowman should be able to roll on out. Another Illuminate getting tossed, and they have a nice position over here. Uh-oh. Skylar, need to be careful, but without the DD, maybe not as easy to take down. They'll use that
It's
defusal, though. Silence up. Oh, the Decrepify comes out. We'll be able to protect him fairly easily here, but okay, he goes up against the Ravage. They immediately take out No Tail. He is not going to be a part of this fight at all. Still alive and out over here. He's going to need some assistance. Thompson, though, managing to find the opening over the Seven, but the Ravage is already out. Nice RP coming out from the Seven. They go and they just slice through the side of BRAME here. Down goes Dominus. Skylark, though, he fought back. He doesn't want to let them take advantage of this fight as they chase after Anna. Wish is looking, trying to find this opening, and he is just so damn tanky. Spartan throwing up the Illuminate, knows that they're all going to be around here. Does need to be careful, though. Thompson aware that he's in this vicinity. And look at this big old Tide Hunter. They have nothing to cancel out this teleport coming out from that Dark Willow, but that's like all their big R buttons at this point, Fogged.
is under attack.
Seb finally landing the clutch RP there at the end for them to solidify the fight. And it's still, you know, Roche is still up, still quite healthy, and I think Ray might now back away, might give a little bit more respect. But there is no Magnus RP, and there is no Omni Slash, so we'll see what they do make of that, since they don't have their Ravage on their side too.
That RP looked
Crazy fights.
so much better than I thought it was. And we do have a sleeping dart now over on Thompson.
He did get it, okay.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good item in particular versus Ursa. You can just, like when he pops in range, you just sleep him and ignore him and go back. They also can then ignore the Tide Hunter in a lot of situations. So there's some hidden potential.
Alright, look at this. There's the Ravage off. They get No Tail immediately. And you can see Seb waiting patiently, looking for the opening. They're all grouped up. Thompson gets the kill onto the Tide. Skewer forward over onto 2.
Just misses Whis. He gets the 2.
I thought Focus was
Focus.
dead there for sure, but
I have no idea how he gets out, yeah.
when you're too low to hit a courier, feels bad.
Thompson.
He's very low. I think he's fine though. He can teleport out. Yeah, he's out of there. Get a smoke though. Oh, if he was a little bit slower actually on that teleport, he would have broken that smoke. Bit of bad luck there for Thompson. or good luck for BRAME, depending on how you want to look at it.
Big fan of actually how Wish is built, decided to build his pug in this game.
Down.
Not for his own Ghost Scepter, so he can always use the Crapify on his teammates, and also then he can protect himself overall versus the Dispels, because there's a Brewmaster. So there's a lot of different ways covering and protecting himself, and then there's Blink. Like if they do get the jump onto the Tider, let's say Omni, get those deep preps off as initiation.
Alright, yeah, the split gets used here, but Saksa taking a lot of damage. He'll turn right back around, though, they get to kill on Snowman, and he's gonna 5 back. Again, Skylark, he's a big tanky boy, so they're just trying to ignore him, and they're just ripping apart these pandas here. They want to get rid of No-Tail, if possible, and they're just leaving Skylark kind of high and dry over on the back end. Looks like he's going to be able to survive. Gets the Ravage off, as they'll follow Thompson. He was hunting, he wanted Wish, but he's not going to be able to get it, because it looks like Focus won't be able to collect himself a kill here. Brambles will hold him into place with Snowman. Oh, he's hungry, he wants that kill on No-Tail. Focus just running around a big old angry bear here, throws out the Enrage, chases after him, chases after Saksa. Wish is going to be the one who gets the kill. The Crapify over the side, the roll from Snowman, and the take back over the fight tree. This is a dead end if I've ever seen one, and now Seth, it looks like he's going to be the next one to fall, despite the fact he's using his bullwhip, trying to get out. That is a double kill now for Focus, and that's going to be the Roche.
Great fights coming out from BRAME. I mean, Stomanen is doing so much work on this Earth Spirit. He's catching, he's pretty much the entire catch for the team is using, and he's getting the right ones every time. It's really good stuff coming in. Also, just Wish, ways to reset the fight. A really solid ways of fighting here from BRAME. OG, they're not able to battle back. You know, Sab having to use that buyback in the last team fight overall, it's really stagnated his growth. He doesn't have the Greaves finish. Now he got the Blink after the fight finished, so positioning is just really difficult for OG to take any of these fights and just get a good start. BRAME can just walk in, let the Tidehunter give all the information in the world, and then his team takes apart the targets.
I mean, it helps when you're a big beefy lad that no one can kill.
Yeah.
This makes things very difficult. Now he's got a Blink Dagger. I don't even think he needs it, honestly. I think that he can still just waltz on in with his face. But now he can...
It's just really clever the way that they're actually doing it, because in a lot of games as a Tidehunter, when you're playing versus Jug, you have this fear that you can you get Omni, you die in the Omni, and you can't Ravage, right? Because the Omni's going on. But the fact that they have this Pugna, with the way that Wish is playing and the way that he built, he always has the cover. He will always be able to Blink, protect his Tidehunter. So this is just a good display of them understanding the way that they wanted to play the game, and they're delivering right now. Taking advantage. Pretty hurting.
Not looking good here for Sox as he gets found by Focus and Stoneman, and he's not going to be able to teleport out. And down goes the Dark Willow.
Unstoppable Ursa.
Radiant's
Wolf
top
has
tower
Asher
is
finished
under
up now
attack.
too.
Radiant's top tower.
The big ol' bear, that's for sure. Top lane, they see Thompson, they want this kill, they'll knock him back, they throw in the gush, and down he goes.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Stoneman just feels like he's everywhere. Whereas if he just was bottom, and then he just hop again for the next kill, he's...
He made a big splash, I would say, last season here in the European DPC. I think he gained a lot of fans, honestly. He is a very aggressive player. I mean, that's, you know, we joke that we see teams with SSA Spartan. He's usually the most aggressive, but he's just very good at his positioning, and he made such incredible plays last season. So this does not surprise me, honestly. His Earth Spirit is excellent.
He was absolutely the standout for him and Wish were the two that just really surprised me with some of their moves. On the bottom, they do the Bash connection.
Teleports are coming out as well here. You've got that nearby coming out for Snowman and followed with a beautiful Blink Ravage. They do manage to get the split off the set, pushing all the way back over, uses the RP. It doesn't seem to do a whole heck of a lot as Luminate is going to get tossed out. And Skylark will go down. They already got the Ravage. The Focus will go down. Stomanen is, they're a little far. They're a little bit too deep here. As down goes Stomanen. Now Focus is just trying to focus on someone. Just going to hit off over here on the Dark Willow, but skewer right back again. Will punish them for diving just a little bit too far here. And Spartan says, oh dear God, please, I don't want Thompson to find me. Thompson, though, his spidey sense is tingling. He's looking for him. He's doing a little bit of peekaboo here in the trees, but he's not going to be able to find him. Not this time.
Radiant are
And just
scanning.
like that, the game state returns to being pretty comfortable and pretty okay for OG, just in one quick fashion. The RP bringing them completely out of range, and I mean, we keep watching Spartan.
Yeah, Spartan. He's trying so hard, but look at this Thompson. The blinks right forward. Decrepit Fight does come out from Wish. They're going to try to teleport him out, but not going to be able to do it. Now, Wish needs to be careful that he doesn't just chain feed here. So they do use the bullwhip on him, slows him down a tiny bit, but that
Radiant's
Pugna, he is a
middle
very
tower is under
fast
attack.
fella.
I mean, they got a little too overeager, it feels like. They dove past the tier 1 and get skewered into
Radiant's
tier
middle
2
tower has
RP,
fallen.
and then it's Dream plays for OG's fight, really.
You can't make mistakes like this against OG. They are 100% going to punish you, so.
You can't make
Radiant's
mistakes like
top
that. You have to be
tower is under
cautious. You know, you're playing into a Mantha Jug. Like, even the small things, right? Like, Ana, I believe he, like, Mantha dodged the rolling boulder, which allowed him to get out of range of the Ravage, which then caused this whole spiral of events that allowed OG to just dominate that fight. He's then just in a comfortable spot. Now it's Jug. He's top network to Scotty.
It is indeed, but this is not looking super great here. 4 Thompson, the rolling coming out from Stomanen, the life drain. Down goes Thompson. Doing a bit of his own dive here.
This standard Thompson making space in a very, very bizarre place, but
In a very Thompson way.
yeah. We love him for it.
We do indeed. So yeah, it's been a very tight game. Were you expecting it to be this tight?
I mean, BRAME just had a huge window where they could really take over the game. This last moment just completely switched everything. Like, Ana is just totally back, and he actually has good ways to deal with the BKBs and sticking on targets. It's completely shifted. I didn't expect to see this from BRAME, but I also was very reluctant to just jump on the OG train. It's been some time since they had some rough situations to it. Now, RP, Skylar,
He almost manages to get out, but down he goes. Spartan now running for his life. He's gonna have to leave Stomanen behind here. As no tilt will turn back around, or rather Focus is jumped in over here. Stomanen rolling forward. There's a couple of these nice hits off. Those grooves coming in handy. Focus still trying to run away. The Bramble holding them into place. No tail. Oh, but look at this wish. He's got to be the little battery who keeps him alive. As Stomanen does indeed get left behind, he is going to be the sacrifice. But they do manage to get Focus out.
They're just throwing RPs, they're throwing Omnis on the Tide now. They're seeing how important he is, and this time, Wish was not in range to get the trap. Nowhere near, actually. OG now starting to get their own footing, starting to get some actual map control too, rather than playing on defensive. No Tail buys a gem. Really Sentry, these wards.
This is a dead
It's gonna
Spartan.
be difficult for BRAME, and
Was not enough.
Is pieces. But
Radiant's top
yeah,
tower is under attack.
down goes this middle tower though. You don't have Stomanen enough, you don't have your Tide Hunter, so you just let this one go.
and I mean, Ana's build is all kicking together. He's 5-1-8 this game. Scotty really good versus these little heals that are coming out from their team, and now just Butterfly straight up countered versus the Ursa, as he's gonna have to go all the way into MKB to be able to hit him. So he has to make sure he has to go for a completely different item than just finishing it up to Abyssal.
Yeah, he just went and he switched around his build too. The second
Yeah.
he said that, because he has to, absolutely has to.
It's Butterfly and the Elven.
Yeah.
It's like you're not going to do anything, and you are about counteracting the Jug at this point. Ursa has to start being that one to deal with him, because he's really getting out of control.
Radiant are scanning.
And now this downtime, OG, they're a team that really does rely a bit on ultimates with the way that they've set themselves up in the draft. But look at this downtime. The ults are all just ticking, and BRAME is just locked on their side of the map, unable to really do much of anything. So next fight that BRAME looks to take, OG's gonna have everything available again.
Are they starting to lose their window now, is my question.
It's really starting to feel like it. This Pugna, he's starting to feel not as strong at all. The Tidehunter is killable, and we're seeing this control. The Magnus, the Willow, even the Brewmaster just running these rulings into the backlines and scouting. It's a bit too much for BRAME to deal with now.
And we do have the Blink Dagger picked up on Ursa now, so perhaps we can see something like a pickoff, but they're moving S5 here. In fact, they drop a ward immediately. Here's Spartan backing off the roll forward though. They're gonna try to just take out No Tail, and down he goes immediately. But the follow-up is coming in here as they turn, they have an idea. Okay, follow up here with the Ravage, blink forward, they'll be able to go. They take down Seb. They managed to almost take down Thompson, not quite yet. Looks like he's gonna be able to survive that, but this Dark Willow's not looking very healthy as Saxa does indeed go down. Thompson gonna be kept alive by the Humble God's healing ward here.
I think
Now
gem.
you're
That was Noto. He just purchased that gem. It was managed Stomanen with a very beautiful roll, catching him up, picking him up on the high ground. Now OG,
Oh, Stomanen?
big one's alive.
Spots out Thompson here and on the foot. That Sleeping Dart will only prolong this tower a little bit longer here, guys. This bear is gonna get back up and he's gonna be angry.
No Roche up available, though. They
Dire's
didn't
middle
get
tower
tier
is
2
under
either. So they
attack.
did get three heroes killed, but now their OG's back up in full force with their ults. And there is no Ravage, so we have to expect OG. Bottom lane's in a decent spot. Mid, they're pushing out. I think it's likely that they might look for some smoke movement here. Yeah, we see that again. The Blink Dagger coming out clutch for focus. This actually was a pretty good pickup, so he can follow up with the Ravage and get the kills during it, rather than go for the MKB that takes the time.
Some big smiles
Yeah,
going on there.
something.
I like it.
Yeah. And OG, they're in. As we said, ulti's down, Ravage is not up.
Dire's top
Big out
tower
of it.
is under attack.
Doesn't look like they've managed to go and get any kills, but they have managed to collect some of that map presence again here as they took over the triangle. We got focus bottom lane, just continue to farming up. But it does feel, again, it's been a very tight game this entire time. Less than 1k net worth difference.
Dire's top
Look at
tower
that.
is under attack.
Someone needs to be careful. He's kind of stuck on the little, the pseudo cliff.
Good thing he got stuck on. If he rolled even like just a little
Yeah.
bit further, he was landing right in front of a jug and a Magnus. Noctel's just sitting smoked inside the pit, waiting and waiting.
There's a double damage
Buying
bottom.
time. Oh yeah, focus is right by that too.
Yeah, I hope he's. Yeah, I think he sees it.
Double damage.
All right, it's go time.
And 20. They still don't have Ravage though. So
Skylar?
Skylark,
He needs to be careful. Oh, the blink away. You know they're
Dire's
hanging
middle
out around the
tower
pit.
is under attack.
Got a big angry bear. Basher and BKB. They love to get in there if possible, but like you said, they've got to wait for that Ravage. Don't think you want to
they
be
get back up. 5 seconds. They start looking to go. They
sleeping dart. Thompson trying to just clean up on some of them. Immediately they follow up with the Decrepify. And that is the BKB though. And the double damage. Nice RP coming out from Seth. The follow up with the Ravage. And it just barely clips them at the very edge of this here. Stomach buys back. And it comes up. They're not finding a great position right now. This is looking really bad here for Wood. As he's caught in the middle of it. Does have an Aeon just though. He's going to be alright. But Stomach is taking too much damage. He just fought back. He can't afford to go down here. Witch goes down. Stomach goes down. They don't have the Ravage. Spartan now trying to run for his life as Skylar also just leaving the area. Oh, the jump forward. They want this kill on the coddle. They're going to be able to get it. It's a double kill now for Thompson. And Focus. Oh, Focus. He's chasing after a fairy and he can't quite get his claws on her. But you know what? No Tail will be able to get the kill on the bear.
Oh my god. Yeah, they're gonna tip him for sure. Like, as soon as that BKB gets popped, he is so screwed. Like, they have so much control for him. With the RP, after the RP's finished, they just ignore him. They just throw him in the air, don't go. Throwing him up against the second cyclone, then the Soxa also gets the control, then essentially do nothing at this point. Phenomenal fight by OG, and now we're seeing the real big damage. Someone buys back, he died, they lose the gem that they recovered, and they're gonna lose. Oof. That was a
Indeed.
brutal one.
It was
The
a
way that they take it too, it's the way that he
Radiant's
skewers, like he
top tower
RPs and
is
instantly
under attack.
skewers, because I think he knew Skylar was gonna blink and Ravage, so he tried to pull the fight out of that position. And it worked.
Thompson going in deep here. They want this kill on Spartan. They're just going to push him right back over into the arms of OG. Down he goes. So that was your one of your forms of wisdom there that has just been ripped away from you quite viciously. And there's no way that Wish wants to go anywhere near it.
Okay, now you're playing versus 2 super carries with RP, or with the Empower, and now they're just cleaning up these cracks going from the top side too.
Oh, the jump forward. They're hoping maybe they can clean up No Tail, but kick him back. And there's a little dig into the face, so be able to take down No Tail. But they've already lost some of these buildings, and the pressure is on 11k net worth lead. They'll take another tower on their way out. Feeling pretty powerful right now.
Yep, they got what they came for. No Tail never cares dying. You got Philly, earlier in the game. Who cares dying when you have Philly?
Interesting. Okay, so they're gonna go for Heaven's Halberd now. Just pick that up on Tidehunter.
Anything you can get to try to survive,
Right.
or at least like an Omni or just any type of small little survival things. It's really getting out of control, the game. It's gotten quite out of hand. Too much control, too many different forms that OG have. When they have all their ults, it really feels impossible. This is where Pugna really starts to fall off, right? Like, it's been like that for quite some time. The game just gets really difficult to play as a Pugna when you're playing into all of this. You have to be so perfect about your positioning. One little trip up and you're just a very squishy little skeleton.
I mean, I have to say that he has been very well positioned in a lot of these fights, though. They just have a lot of really good ways of closing those gaps, and eventually, everybody starts to run away when the fight starts to go sideways, and then poor Pugna's trying to run out. He sometimes gets left behind. It's usually Stolmanen, right, who ends up being the sacrifice, but is also very in the face as well.
Oh, and I actually did say that they were able to recover the gem on the side OG. They actually did it. Apology. I think the courier or something else got it. Stoneman, he actually still has it. So at least they have that going. You know, they're going to know they're not under ward coverage for the most of the time. And they'll be at least able to spot Ricky.
Kidding me? You kidding me?
Why
Well, the MKB is now completed for the Ursa, so we'll see how much of a difference that's going to make. So he is working on the Abyssal Blade as well. I'm just concerned that, look how fast he's spinning. Oh dear lord.
Yeah, this Jug is just... Look at his armor, 50 armor. Look at the solar crest and the green behind it. He's an absolute beast. And he's holding on to the Paladin in the backpack in case he sees situations where he's going to be able to swap them in.
While the rest of OG was playing Dota, Anna was studying the blade.
He really was. 6 and 1 and 11. He made the one little trip up where he did die, but besides that...
I think he's allowed one. To jump in though, the pushback immediately over here onto the Ursa. That is not the place he wants to be right now. They've been going to use the Terrorize. He's just dead. Down for 89 seconds. Tower's just getting chopped away. Feels bad, man. Down goes the tower. The racks are going down. Spartan is just too forward here as he is going to get saved here for a moment, but I'm sure as soon as that wears off, he is dead. Anna is just running at them now. Sleeping Dart getting tossed out here by Thompson. He'll get a roll out, be able to go do a life drain, but he doesn't seem to care. He's got an Aegis.
This dart is super annoying. The cast range is so far. It actually is really obnoxious and allows his team to set up. There we go again.
Okay, well, it looks like they might be able to get the kill on Thompson, but Stomanen was just pushed too far out here. Oh, this is not looking good now for the Tiger. He's trying to get himself into the base, and No Deal's Panthers are just running in full force right now, which is a Huntus comes out, and the GG does indeed get called. So OG will be taking game number 1 of this series.
They brought the battles back early on in the game, but you can definitely see OG just a little bit more comfortable with their draft of how they wanted to take the fights and just really identifying who to get on top. And getting on top of heroes really was the name of the game, it felt like, for OG, especially toward those later stages. They were always getting on the poor Pugnet, always getting on the Coddle. Great control. You know, Brewmaster, we see Noto, he's...
Continue waving and pointing.
You'll break before I do,
whole-
Shiva. I
probably
you
will.
that.
I will.
promise you.
The
You'll break.
production will break before I will. Can someone please make this into a clip? I will be quiet for a bit so you can. Oh, never mind. It's alright. Production broke first.
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy. Huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
a very, very fun game to start this series off. OG versus BRAME, that's what you're watching right now here in the upper division of Dream League Season 15, powered by Intel. And OG took game number 1 over BRAME, but it definitely felt close at times. We had some great back and forth fights. I'm here with BSJ, I'm here with Cap, and we're going to break down the game and prepare for game number 2 of this best of 3. Cap, this was the first time we saw Ana on screen ever since he played at TI9 Grand Finals. Thoughts, please?
I'm gonna go ahead and give his performance a 4 out of 10.
What? Okay, why?
Cause it's Ana.
You're expecting your bigger things.
Yeah, I'm expecting the pure essence of greatness.
Ooh.
So 4 out of 10. You know, for everybody else, that'd be an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
But for him, 4 out of 10.
Standards are a little higher.
Yeah. It's there was a little bit of time there where it looked a little shaky. Brian, of course, was super confident. He said there's no way they could possibly lose.
It's true.
I was a little shaky. I was like, oh, this laning phase is going pretty bad.
I have written it down, BSJ's quote. Do lanes even matter, though? That's what you said.
You can lose 3 lanes and it kind of matters, right?
It's just specifically OG that if their lineup has playmaking potential, I think they got out of the lanes. Like even if they're losing by 3K at 15 minutes, any other team, I think they just don't draft the way OG does. Like when you see OG's last 2 bans, their bans were heroes that threaten Jug, like are win condition with the mag, and yet you have this Coddle Ursa, you're enabling the Ursa, but there's like Brewmaster, Magnus, the Dark Willow, so much control for the Ursa, and then you compare that to the Jug, and you just know that they're eventually going to have the late game win condition. That's how they won TI both times. They did it with the IO, the Spectres, the Alchemists. Like their goal is to eventually get there, and I just assumed as long as they were still in the game that they were going to get there.
And they did get there, so you were right with that. Again, we just saw Ana play for the first time since TI, and a lot of people often wonder, like, what's the difference between the way Ana plays carry and what, for example, the differences between other carry players that we see. And Purge has a little bit of a breakdown for that.
Thanks, Sheaver. I have a super long clip here of Ana playing Jug. Now, he's split pushing while his team got some map pressure here, but I think the way that he plays with OG is the secret to why they do so well. OG is a team that wants to constantly fight and constantly wear down their opponent, and by doing so, it gives them big advantages. And now, so what they do is they basically play around each other all the time, but what Ana does that's so special is that his game sense is so good that he very, very rarely makes mistakes and he doesn't die. He keeps Coddle from going high ground here. He's only got a Treads and Yasha for basically the entirety of this clip, but he's always ready to fight. Yes, he's got Empower, so he's got more damage than a typical Jug would at this phase, but they know that Ravage is on cooldown, so they basically sit around and they eventually look for pokes and constantly defend their objectives, and they're always together. I think a big issue that Mid One had sometimes on OG in the past season, especially like the games where he'd be playing like Monkey King, get a really fast X, he would make a mistake and he would die, and they would lose so much momentum, and it would really hurt their squad in a huge way. But Ana just continues to pressure, and even though he's like his HP is low at a couple points here, he just realizes what his limits are, and he continues to pressure them, and he plays with his team constantly. So BRAME had a great laning stage. They got ahead in net worth, but Ana's getting kills. He's not making mistakes. They back up when things look a little iffy, and when that happens, oh wait, never mind, let's go back in. There's a kill that I can get for free before we escape and TP back home. And the only reason he's not in the fight right now, he had a TP to base, then he runs it back again, and then he's here again, ready to slap again. It's just like this is legitimately a 3-minute clip where he's just constantly fighting, taking engagements, doing damage, not dying, and playing amazing. So I would disagree a little bit with Cap's 4 out of 10. I'd maybe put a little bit higher. I was really impressed with what I saw.
Thank you, Purge. A little bit higher than 4 out of 10. But there's high standards for a 2-time TI winner for sure. He did live up to them, though, as Brian said. They won in the end. Cap, there were still some good points for BRAME, though, this game as well, right?
Yeah, they did a really good job with their laning phase. As we were talking about, they did manage to win all 3 lanes. I think they were pressuring really well. It's just the secret of OG, man, is like it feels like there's so many secrets to OG about how they team fight around each other. But like one thing I loved is that it's so obvious that OG always are planning for that team fight, and not just being around each other, but also the tactics of how to take a team fight. How do we win a team fight against a Tide Hunter? Watch how they pressure that Tide. every single team fight. They were always trying to force out a Ravage one way or another, whether it was separating from his allies, getting fights away from him, trying to poke and prod at him, and go, you got to use that Ravage, you got to use that Ravage.
Yep.
I mean, I think Skylark did a pretty okay job.
How would
but
you rate
the
him?
pressure from OG was too rough, all right? And listen, you got to be careful with the Ana scale. Okay?
Yeah.
Listen, Purge wants to up it up to 5 out of 10, and
Okay.
for an Ana scale, you know what that is? That's a 10 out of 10 for everybody else.
Okay.
It's near impossible to break.
Near impossible to break. But we're going to find out how he plays on the Ana scale in game number 2, because that is coming our way after this.
And listen, you got to be careful with the Ana scale. Okay? Listen, Purge wants to up it up to 5 out of 10, and for an Ana scale, you know what that is? That's a 10 out of 10 for everybody else. It's near impossible to break.
But we're going to find out how he plays on the Ana scale in game number 2, because that is coming our way after this.
Follow me.
Five seconds remaining. OG's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to ban. Dire team ban. OG's turn to pick. Dire team pick.
Earth Spirit.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Game 2 of OG versus BRAME in the upper division of the Western European DPC League, coming your way right now here at Dream League Season 15. And it should be a really good one. Game 1 went the way of OG, but BRAME definitely showed that they also know how to fight, and definitely hoping that we're going to see another Stoneman and Earth Spirit, as he had a big impact on the game. I'm here with BSJ and Cap, and we are ready for the draft of Game 2. That's
Yeah.
it. That's your camera time, guys. I know you guys are still staring at the camera.
I'm still practicing.
Yeah. Oh, we got another Air Spirit and Pugna coming out again. But this time it's on the side of OG. So they just opened with Brame's opening
Is this
from
like
previous
straight
game.
disrespect or what?
I don't know.
Is this like if you will show you how to win with these two?
Okay,
heroes?
I will tell you.
You can do, I can do better.
True. And also, OG, last season, the first couple of series that they played, they had a little bit of a theme going on. With first game, looked good,
5 seconds
won the game.
remaining.
Second game, clowning around a little bit, losing the game, but then winning game 3 again. So if there is a time for OG to clown around a little bit, it would be this game. And perhaps copying the draft from their opponents from previous game might be one of them.
Nothing would make us all happier than to go to a game 3.
True.
BRAME are in their opener. They're just planting out
Turn to
this very, very difficult to deal with
Dire
offering.
team back.
Doom got some big old buffs. 3 base armor buff. Brian, that's a lot of armor.
That's like more than
That's-
double his armor.
3 of those meme comics in a row.
OG's
Yeah.
turn to ban.
Literally unkillable times 3.
And it's more like cubed, so it's 1 cubed instead of times 3.
But he
That's
didn't
insane.
have any armor before, so he
Good
went
thing we
from
brought in a mathematician.
0 to 3.
And then on top of that, like Shadow Shaman's one of the
10 seconds
strongest laning heroes from last patch into
5
this patch.
seconds
Like not a
remaining.
whole lot is going to change about that because his base damage is so high. This is like when it comes to like if I want to win lanes, it's not about your spells so much as your stats. If you are
Dire
statty,
team back.
if you thick, then you
Probably
can win the
showed that
lane.
last patch.
Yeah.
You just have
Dire
335
team
move speed, 5 armor, and 60
Yeah.
damage. You'll be able to win pretty much every lane.
Yeah.
Spirit.
And Ember Spirit, he did get massively buffed. His level 1 Flame Guard went from 8 seconds to 11. So his early game laning stage, I would just say it also
If you can't
accelerates his
plop a
farm.
flame guard. If
True.
you can't plop. And I feel like the Pugna certainly can.
Yeah,
Right?
Pugna's really not great against Ember though. Like in game,
Yeah.
usually Ember he can break your suck in like 3 different ways,
Yeah.
and he also just gets on top of you in the mid game.
10
Prep
All that
magic
doesn't
damage.
save anybody.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, yeah.
So I'm not a huge fan of it's
5
Thompson,
seconds
so they might just
remaining.
leave the Pugna as core, mid lane that is, but I wouldn't be a huge fan of it here when they see the Ember picked up.
It might be BRAME has a philosophy that I know like Liquid has, for example, which is that like at the highest execution level, we can deal with this, right? Because Doom, his primary target is going to be going after that Pugna, right?
Yeah.
If he does it to anybody else, they're getting both a Phonic Shield and life drain. You know, like that person's going to survive. So I think he pretty much has to run after the Pugna for a lot of it. So
Do you think Medusa's possibly coming here for OG? One of the OG like
Yeah.
heroes that deals with Doom.
And one of the ranged carries you really wanted to see.
Yeah, we haven't seen any of those yet, so clearly I don't understand anything.
Well, we've seen Medusa banned quite a few times.
Yeah, Medusa, just kind of a cheesy hero. And I'm looking at it for BRAME, and I don't think their lineup's very good against it so far. And OG needs that hero to sit behind, because Pugna, Earth Spirit, Abaddon, none of them really want to be in front. It's like, yeah, Abaddon can kind of just run in sometimes, but that's not... I'm assuming it's a no-tail Abaddon. Maybe that's too bold.
Typically, it is him playing it.
They go PL. So PL's super strong against everyone here that's not Ember. It's not horrible against Ember. I have to believe the Shard is insanely good against 2 ranged squishy supports.
yes, the BSJ Phantom Lancer Shard.
If you look at the patch notes of PL, if he doesn't buy a Shard, I'm going to be upset. It's literally a nerfs across the board and then buff Shard.
Every single Phantom Lancer I get on my team, like I've been influenced by BSJ at this point in time. I'm just like, you should really get the Shard. Like, please get the Shard. And I never do that because, you know, like I'm not a carry player, so I don't want to influence my carry players'
Do they buy it?
decisions. No, they never do. They don't believe in it, Brian.
It's... Never mind. Not going to get into this. He's going to buy Shard. It's going to come out the Fusel Manta
Shadow
Shard.
Shaman is going to be very sad.
Yeah, they're gonna die in like 2 hits to Shard illusions. It's fine. I like the PL just because they don't. So they have Embers, quote unquote, to deal with it, but they don't have a reliable way to find the real one. Like they have Shadow Shaman and Doom, And as long as he's spawned a couple illusions, it's going to be difficult for BRAME to start the fight the way that they want
Dire
to.
team back.
What would you like to see as a way to deal with it? They still have a hero, of course, to pick up, but it has to be a hero for focus.
Yeah, I think it's a really good ban in the anti-mage. It's a decent matchup against PL, but most notably, it's a carry that can kind of ignore the PL and blink on everyone else, right?
Yeah.
So a Spectre might be another ban I would really like to see here. I think Spectre would be quite scary for the way OG wants to play.
If you do any of those like those non-mobile like Battle Fury heroes, right, then you are usually very susceptible to Pugna.
5 seconds.
You know, you're kind of like Ursa's and stuff. Like Decrepify is going to ruin.
You're also running
quite
through
lot,
a PL, right? Which you're getting all your mana burned. If they manage to draw out the fight for like 10 seconds, you're suddenly useless. So they definitely need that guy that jumps the back lines. I'd be surprised if it's not Spectre here, but what do I know at the end of the day?
Is there any hero in particular you like to see for Seb? As I believe that is what OG is still looking
A
for?
fight committer.
Fight committer.
Something like I don't want to see this hero specifically, but something like a Centaur.
Okay.
Mars. Something that's going to like...
Jump in first.
Yeah. Just say like, we want to fight here, so we're going to get to fight here. Right now, I imagine BRAME can kind of just walk away from anything that looks disadvantageous. So let's have a punish. That's what I want to see.
I will say I'm a well-known Centaur hater, but I did play it once in this new patch, and because it got 4 buffs, every single one of his abilities got buffed, even if it is 3% on strength return damage or whatever. But it feels okay. It feels okay. I actually think it
They
might
buffed
be
his items
back.
Like Vanguard.
True.
Yeah,
the little things.
Bracers, Vanguards, all that got buffed.
We saw Centaur earlier today. It did work out, I believe.
Damn, there's that Spectre ban.
Nice.
I know you, No Tail. I see you, dog.
All right, so what's left then? Versus Sven's. Like, there's not a whole lot of cleaving heroes left that feel good against Pugna.
Do something like Ricky, maybe.
Ricky? Oh.
10 seconds remaining.
Slark? Oh, no, Slark's bad against PL.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you.
I
do Slark.
I think you actually need to not consider the PL matchup, and you need to jump the backline here.
Okay.
That's my
Dire
answer.
team pick.
Nice
You know, me and No Tail, we're boys, man. We're boys. I talked to him once at TI, and now we're just mind melded. That was like 4 years ago.
Good call. Fit in their lineup, and they thought so too. So yeah, they go for the Centaur for Seb, and we're looking for the last hero for BRAME. So you want something that doesn't care about PL or Centaur because it'll go behind and kill instead Pugna and Earth Spirit. Even though Earth Spirit also jumps in, so you just go for the Pugna.
BSJ, finish it out strong.
Yeah, go for it.
I need to see a hero list, but I think.
Nope, too late. Alchemist.
Oh,
Okay.
Hulk. Yeah, that's it.
Oracle Alk. Okay. I can work with that.
I always like seeing Alk when I feel like I don't really like your draft and I feel like your back's against the wall. I need something that like changes the nature of the game.
Yeah.
And Alchemist does that, on top of also being able to deal with PL.
When I see an Alchemist in the game, I like to call an Alchemist game.
It is indeed an Alchemist game. There's no way around that.
You know, the name that you have on the DPC registration page is the name that you'll have for the rest of the season, and therefore also for TI. I think we should forget about the name Anna, because he has registered on the page as Humble God, which will now be his name from this point forward. Yes.
Give
This
that,
makes me slightly uncomfortable.
that's a 10 out of 10 name on the Anna scale.
Is it? Are they gonna do it again?
Remaining.
In game 2 or
Yeah.
TI 10?
Okay, game 2. Let's go for game 2 for one step at a time.
If they win this game,
Go all the way!
PI.
I think they got it. I think, but I do think this Alchemist might be a gotcha pick. If the Alchemist manages to get like that 5 minutes of farm, then I'd be really scared. I think he might go for the the Radiance over the Battle Fury against the PL. Kind of curious what he chooses to go there, but I think the Centaur hero really sealed their draft up really well.
I like BRAME here. I like their draft more. They also managed to like showcase that they can get off to a good start. They do it again this time around with an Alchemist lineup, and I think they've got this in the bag.
Okay, well that would be great news for all Dota fans around the world, because that would mean that we get a third game to this series. But first, BRAME has to also execute properly here in this second game of Best of 3. I'm gonna pass you over to our commentary duo of Moxie and Fog.
All right. We got game number 2. We've got a Phantom Lancer who, in my opinion, Fog, is one of the most buffed heroes that is currently strong in this meta. I'm not sure if you agree with that.
I'm mixed. I always like a PL, and it's an Ana PL, so let's give it like 10 more points than usual.
I believe now with the cooldown on his Spirit Lance and whatnot, I think you can have like I think it was like a maximum of 280% hero damage or something like that now. It's absolutely insane. Could be a lot of damage coming out.
We'll see if he does. I mean, if he does go for it, I think he probably will. It does appear to be really strong. Hey, you know, we got fun, right? We're cutting the pick from one team first. OG takes it away, and they're bringing it back to them. Maybe show them how it's done. This is exciting, and we do get to see the Centaur again. I mentioned it in the earlier series this morning. Big fan of this hero right now. A lot of these old offlaners that were kind of just gone out of the meta are starting to come back. In particular, it's the stamina. It's 90 seconds at all levels. It's unbelievably strong now. They buffed literally every single one of them. It does feel pretty good, and it gives them an extra form to actually be able to do stuff and force action. As with Thompson playing Pugna, it might be a little bit harder for them to actually get like lockdown because they do lack that from the mid laner. This will provide that, and yeah, we'll see what Thompson is able to do with Pugna. As this is, you know, he is absolute specialist. This is one of his most played.
Will definitely be a treat here, but Soxa has attracted a little bit more attention than I think he'd really like here. Function will buy him a little bit more time, but it still looks like he is going to be the first blood as Skylark will swing that mighty sword. Get a nice root off here as well, coming out from Spartan. Seb forced to run away, but again, he is fairly tanky, so he's going to be able to just walk out of that jungle, but they all took a lot of damage there, Fogged.
Yeah, they did. They were able to find the ward immediately, too. That's the thing, is like they found Soxa, so they know that there's a ward on the high ground. So to take that one away. However, it does look like OG's gonna get themselves 3 of those body runes. Showman only able to grab the 1. And now did anyone skill anything completely terrible? No, right?
I don't think so.
Normal abilities, okay.
Yeah.
Nothing breaking. Okay, good. I saw Ano, he's holding the skill point just in case. Thompson, yeah, everyone else just go courting the acid sprays and whatnot.
Nothing too crazy lost there. Of course, you know, that regen was a little bit of an issue because they were forced to use quite a bit of it, especially over on the side of OG, but, you know, it's the start of the game, everything's fine. I will say, though, for those of you who are not familiar with Stomanen, this Shadow Shaman, he plays a lot of it, and we talk about how aggressive he's been with that Earth Spirit. He's still very aggressive with his Shaman as well, and luckily his team has that synergy. Well, they will back him up, but definitely not as playmaking as the Earth Spirit, for sure.
Yeah,
careful with that courier.
No tell, we get it.
Yes.
Speedy 325.
He's on a horse, Fog. He's got it.
He is. Oh, that's some slow horse heroes. I don't know. Actually, are there any slow horse? I don't think there are. Good call, actually. Horse heroes are fast.
Yeah. Yep.
Used to not always be.
It makes sense, you know? Logic in my game of magic and... But they are duking it out over here. They have to be a little bit careful. Someone, of course, does hit very hard, but No Tail, of course, does have ways of protecting himself and getting a better advantage here.
No Tail's happy as long as he's hitting him instead of hitting the creeps, right? Because then Ana can maybe try to get last hits because of that massive base damage that that Shadow Shaman does have. We still see. I'll say Humble God. You know what? I'll give it to everybody. I'll say Humble God. He's struggling still. He can't actually get many last hits down here versus this Shadow Shaman and Doom. He's at only 1 right now.
God, Humble God sounds so anime. I'm sorry.
I know. I can't say. I don't think I can say it honestly.
I can hear it in the Japanese like anime ways.
I've known Ana too long too. I don't know.
Well, it's like when No Tail tried to rebrand. Remember, he wanted to be Big Daddy, and then he became Big Daddy No Tail, and then he just gave up, and he's back to No Tail.
I think most rebrands are still right. But even like what Eurus, everyone just like Baratse, you know, it's make it sit. As we're seeing mid, Thompson doing very well in this matchup. It's quite a Pugna favored one. You sure you have some place to dodge some damage with your flip guards and your slides, but you're just getting and your power is getting harassed too. As we said, Thompson comfortable with all matchups. All matchups pretty much.
That's definitely the situation we saw in the last game too, when Thompson was on the Ricky and he had it just changed up with Wish, of course, playing that Pugna. So it's going to be a bit difficult, but there are plenty of ways for this Ember to try to get themselves back into the game more comfortably. But of course, that is going to come at the cost, most likely, of a tower, because Pugna does push so quickly. No Tail.
It's going to be Thompson huge on this mid lane. No Tail.
He's dead.
Will die.
Your entry.
Opposite's even contesting the small camp, so being an absolute nuisance for Wish.
Handsome devil, aren't I?
You're welcome.
Interested to see just, you know, the pressure that Thompson is going to be able to put down early on here. This is a little bit faster of a lineup than last time around. And you know that they want to put a lot of pressure onto this Alchemist, but they get a kick back over here onto Spartan. They'll get the stomp and is forced out that fairy fire, but down goes the Oracle.
I give you.
Very nicely done. Except, although he's not getting the most lasted stuff here, gets himself the kill. He's gone for this naked build into a Bring of Health, so he'll have extra sustain. He's still going Vanguard. I think this is like a new thing because it got buffed. It just feels good. You're a light Centaur anyway. We'll see Thompson, level 5. They're gonna double TP to mid, cure the rune. Both supports here trying to help out Wish.
I think they want to hinder Thompson as much as possible. That's my guess here. So Spartan.
And Spartan though.
He is,
for it.
yeah, he's the unlucky one. He picked the wrong side. Just trying to get Roshan to pay attention to him, but just a little bit too late there.
I like that though. Nukes the Roshan. He's like, come here. Come get a hand.
Notice me, senpai.
Yeah.
Sorry, too many anime references. Did you know that Dota has an anime, by the way, Fog? Let's chill out completely here.
And Envy was right. On bottom, Sox up, making another move.
Dominant trying to find this opening. Does have the Fairy Fire, though, and they've got the Aphotic Shield over here on Humble God. They're looking, they're hunting. Can they find him? It looks like they'll turn back around. They need to be careful, though. Anna can't afford to go down here. Dominant does get taken down by Humble God. Roll forward, though, again, coming out from Soxa. It's pretty difficult to get a kill on a Doom here, but they do manage to find a kill on the Courier. Did he die to Tau?
The range creep.
Oh, okay.
I think that one single range creep that's right next to Skylark right there just took out on his Courier.
That feels bad.
Okay, that would actually kill him. Maybe listen, I don't even know.
A lot going on during that.
He got his item delivered. He got the Band of Elven Skin delivered in the meantime, so now he's gonna keep his farm going, and now they can't actually pressure down bottom too much. Doom and the Shadow Shaman, they're gonna have to just go elsewhere. Like, Skylark's gonna have to start doing this, Revelation, and we're gonna have to see where Dominant wants to go. I don't think you can actually bully the PL whatsoever now. You gotta just build farm. And you're just gonna give up kills if you come down here.
Well, they brought Dominant back down for now. Managed to go get the kill on the Courier. I feel like it's very dangerous, though, to just leave Humble God all alone, like, and let him just get free farm.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah, no,
attack.
definitely. I think maybe it might be time. I'm like wondering if maybe Wish should make the move down here soon, because like it really does feel like he's just gonna be able to fully sustain with this Abaddon behind him with the Doom, like versus the Doom. Doom's damage is just slow. The Scorched Earth, until he has actual Doom online, he's not really a threat at all.
Radiant
So maybe they just have to keep
structures
themselves
are
parked down here. But I think it's just risky. I think Soxa, he can a lot of plays.
I mean, if you leave the mid lane, then you run into the issue of just your tower going down. Focus does have to be careful. They got an Urn Charge on him. Does have Spartan nearby, but they are starting to get extremely aggressive. Sam going on in, runs in. He's going to be able to go get the kill onto Spartan. But are they going to be able to get anything else here? That is the question. They would love to get their hands onto Focus. Bottom lane, though, there's the Shackles coming out over onto Ana. Not quite enough damage, though. Just going to try to poke at him a bit.
Can't quite go for more, but Stampede's low cooldown, as we know now, 90 seconds. So first usage of it, very nice. They even almost get some good damage on the bottom too. I actually saw Skylark drop low, and we're talking about. So I'm just not sure how they want to distribute their resources. As you said, yeah, you don't want to leave mid either. It's just. It seems tough for BRAME now for these next few months, but you know what? They're happy because at least their Alchemist is farming, but you have to just feel a little worried because all three cars are starting to get this big farm on OG. So you have to start making some moves around the map to at least slow down somebody.
I just feel like they're going to keep continuing to poke at Alchemist as well. And yes, he's getting the farm currently, but it's just so easy for them when they have like an Earth Spirit, when you've got Thompson who can just start taking down towers, starting to really, you know, open up the map more towards OG. Starts to get very claustrophobic for the side of BRAME.
Yeah, at least now Skylark, he's got the 6. So he's got Doom online, so now he can actually stay down here. But yeah, Dominant sitting around mid, trying to protect Wish. Soxa and Thompson both are ready.
Radiant's bottom
Rune's
tower
coming out
is
in
under
about
attack.
15 seconds.
Some movement here. You can see Sox getting into position. They'll use the Decrepify slow. Life drain. He's just going to slide himself away. Just need to be careful of Dominance here. Nice silence, though. We'll keep it from using the Shackles immediately. Remnants forward here from Wish.
Rune's bottom.
Spartan trying to hold on to it long enough here. He is forced to pick it up though, so No-Tail cannot grab it. Go root him into place. Stoneman is there a bit slow, but you know, here comes Skylark. He's a fast boy. He's gonna be able to body block, so they'll find themselves a kill.
Very nice. Hey, wow, no hesitation from Skylar. He actually TPs to the bottom tower just from right, pretty close to it. Just doesn't want to miss what looked like a double creep wave. So won't have a TP available to go help out the lanes. And immediately we actually see Ana is the one who makes the rotation to top. And Seb, he's just contesting jungle. Don't let that target
Dire's top tower
at
is
all.
under attack.
That is a big problem. They need to help focus out here and make sure that he can get his farm on.
Every time. Yeah.
Stop. There's gonna be the Hex though. A follow up. All right, not gonna be able to run away from this one this time around. Followed up with a nice root into place, but they just don't really have that much damage just yet, and they're all out of ways to cancel it. Oh, never mind. In comes Wishes, gets those searing chains off. They're out the Hex. It's taken a lot to kill Seb, but they eventually find it. And Skylark was sitting very, very low down here himself. Let's be careful. Roll forward coming out from Saksa. Not gonna be able to quite connect. It was close.
And that's a Doom. That was a Doom used on Thompson for Skylark to kind of just get away from there.
I thought you were gonna say.
Their stack. Oh. Huh?
I thought you were gonna say that was a Doom for what? Nah.
Doom to survive. When
Yes.
he lives, and if he died, then it's a Doom for what?
We do have some more stacks coming out though over here on the side of BRAME, so they need to protect them though. That's going to be very important that the Alchemist is able to actually get them and that they're not contested here. But Snowman, I'm following up with the Hex immediately. Gets a nice silence off from Saksa, but the body block's coming out from Skylark. We'll make sure that he's not able to roll on out. Snowman looking for an angle here, just burning to death, and they don't even need those shackles as down he goes. But now, of course, we're seeing some pressure being placed over here on this mid lane. Have a Pugna makes things difficult, and Focus is trying his best here, but No-Tail's been a thorn in his side, as has Seb. One more hit, down goes that middle tower.
Time to take buildings. Centaur shows up with the Pugna, PL shows up top. Both these towers gonna go down. Now the jungle is here. Just has to be quite careful as Thompson, he's on top of him. Slow from Stampede.
They are, and he's just not going to be able to run away fast enough. The body blocks are coming out from No-Tail. Though he does sit very low, Spartan is nearby. Going to be able to save him a little bit longer. Decrepify coming out. Now this is not looking good here for this Ember Spirit, who does have a remnant up. He comes back up again. Was a bit close for comfort. Roll forward, coming out for Saksa. Gonna be able to give a kick off to stuff, maybe the wrong direction there, just a little bit. Spartan does go down. As for the OG heroes, make their way to the jungle.
Left side. OG has fully claimed it with all these heroes. Now they have to make sure they keep this right side. That's where the majority of those big stacks really are. Focus, he's starting to work on them, but OG, they know that they want to run up here and invade. Seb's still not making the way over, where he's the big tanky one. They do need him to be able to walk onto that high ground, but Sox is going to go in for the sub.
That vision now is not looking good for Stomanen, as he is going to get life drained. Skylark chasing after Thompson here. A little bit of a heel toss out by No-Tail. Seb, again, big tanky boy, gets the stop up. Look at this life drain. The roll-in coming out from Saksa. And one more hit should do the trick. Down goes Skylark.
I just realized Seb got the drink. Not only does he have the Vanguard, but he got the chip vest too.
Oh yeah.
The max retaliate, so he just walk behind these creeps. And look how much damage it actually does. Like, he takes 0 damage for this. They're applying pressure all over, and PL is getting all
Spartan.
Spartan.
Spartan. What are you doing?
Oh no, Spartan.
Oh, Spartan, life drain, but does manage to go. Throw out that W, and they're on the hunt now for Thompson, it looks like. They've got the remnants coming forward. There's an Alchemist nearby. Room to place, they'll be able to go, use that Stampede, so that little Skellyman, who was already very fast, is going to be even faster, and he thanks them with a lovely tip. And they take the stack. Oh, no!
The chip vest, the retaliates, and again there, low cooldown. If this was the old Centaur, these Stampedes would not be coming out as frequent. He saves Thompson, and now they're able to walk away while also taking.
That feels so bad if you're a BRAME fan, but if you're OG, you're giggling the entire time as you take those. It's definitely one of those situations where you want your Alk to be ahead, but you want him to be ahead a lot further than this as well. That feels so bad if you're...
Dire's middle tower is
Continues
under
to just be elusive, move around the map, get his farm on, and it seems like he's having a great time. Focus is working hard for that money.
Regeneration.
Dire are scattered.
Diesel's online.
Look at this
Time for
Tinsel.
Ana to start joining into the fray.
Careful here, Soxa and No Tail, both revealing themselves. No Tail's absolutely fine. Roll in, coming out from Soxa. A little bit off the mark, though. They need to be careful, though. Thompson coming in hot. The follow-up with the mass TPs. They're trying to just take down someone. They're not going to be able to. The Doom comes out from Skylar. So it looks like Thompson's not going to be a part of this now. It's going to be Soxa who gets taken down. SSA Spartan is also done. Ana, he's left all alone here. He's going to need some help from the rest of his team, but they just don't have the lockdown. No Tail following up here is going to be able to go heal him back into place. Out being held as well as he gets a nice stomp off over onto 2. Life Drain comes out over onto the Alchemist. They still, Ana still alive, and Kane just chases down after focus. Down he goes, Thompson getting the final hit off. What looked like it was going to be a dangerous place here for the humble god proves to be just a piece of cake when he's got the rest of his team there to support him.
Oh my. And he just cleans up all the Serpent Wards. And, I mean, it just gone from an Alchemist game to a PL game really quickly as he's just taken over Seb. Even trying to connect us. Skylark won't get away.
Did you watch Seb? He just goes, hits some of the creeps, is like, Skylark, the rest of the team's gonna come clean you up, probably. Hex coming out, though, over on the side, but now Stormman, he is just completely isolated from the rest of his team. This Humble guy going pretty deep here, was chasing after Spartan and Skylar. Looks like we are going to lose the Shadow Shaman, which is trying his best to help out, but the roll forward coming out from Soxa, plus that blast will be able to take down the Shaman, and they'll find themselves another pick-off here. Soxa going perhaps just a bit too far, as the rest of OG sitting up over on this cliff face, waiting for them to get too greedy, waiting for them to jump onto Ana, but it looks like they're playing a little safe here now.
The way that they're just running it looks just like OG, you know, just like the way that they like to play it, and just making this chaos happen around the enemy triangle. Yeah, into an Alchemist trap. They're just running away with this one, even though, you know, it's only 2k lead, but you're playing into
Dire's
it.
bottom
It's
tower
that
is
much
under attack.
more effective.
Dire's bottom tower
It's just
has
another
fallen.
display by OG.
I know, Brian, they're like, oh, we're gonna get him, you know, they're running after them, they want this, but just No Tail in a...
It's only 2k lead, but you're playing into it. It's that much more effective.
Dire's bottom tower
Just
has
another
fallen.
display by OG.
running after them, they want this, but just No Tail in a good position, throwing out heals, just all the pieces really just came together. Seth had a great double stomp.
It really is just funny.
Oh, focus.
Healing coming out as focus.
Oh,
chemical range, but
I mean, he's got Spartan. Spartan can go and throw out that false promise at the very least, keep him alive, but they do manage to pick up over onto Thompson, so that's looking pretty good. Spartan now, it looks like he is going to get taken down, but you know what? He hit his R button, he kept focus alive, and that is what a good Oracle should do. But unfortunately, this is looking a little scary now here for Wish because he doesn't have anyone to keep him alive. The follow-up, though, with the Serpent Wars, get a nice slide off, being able to hold into place over onto Seb. Wish now forced away. Skylark, he's big and tanky, but doesn't have any mana left. There's going to be a roll forward coming out from Soxa. Focus, chasing after Soxa. They're looking for an opening, but in comes Ana over onto the back line. He's a little bit too far for a beautiful stop, though, coming out from Seb over on the side as Ana runs away. He's going to be protected. They'll end up losing Soxa. They end up losing now to Seb running, just galloping away, but they're just going to keep chasing after this pony, and one more hit. And Focus will happily take that kill.
Okay, they pushed the limits a little bit too much. They just kept going and going and going. Everyone's running out of mana, running out of health, still continuing to go. And now the Radiance, that one is starting to hurt. The Radiance ticks, plus this even the Scorched Earth AoE damage, they're starting to tick them a bit low. And they did lose Thompson, as you said early on, and a very different item build to Thompson. I saw him building it straight Octarine. Look, since he just builds it from the Aether Lens, and Aether Lens is just such a core item on him, he wanted to just go for the full finish.
Game is still very young here. We're only at 17 minutes, despite the fact we have seen quite a lot of fighting. Maybe it'll end up paying off.
Maybe. I haven't seen a rush Octarine yet. He probably feel like he's got such a comfy game, man.
Why not? Why not?
Very confident. Just go for an item, you know?
Thompson is, of course, right underneath the ward here.
Dire's
Ward off the jump forward here from Seb, but immediately the Delta split. Focus is still in the vicinity though. He needs to be a little bit careful because the rest of OG, they're on their way. Might be a little bit too greedy. I get it. You want to fight them for this, but I don't think this was the play here. Alchemist. Life Drain comes out. Good save here from Spartan. We'll keep focus alive just a little bit longer. So Spartan, again, is going to be the one who gets jumped on. Down he goes. Couple slides. Focus still alive and kicking. No mana to speak of. Rest of OG looking very healthy.
They just force the issue so hard. Like, they know he's going to come back in there. They just know. They're like, all right, whatever. He's going to get focused on the 2K. Force it. Just go. Force this. You know, we're making space on him. Goes right back on him. Farming. We're applying so much pressure. We're never giving them this, like, this looming downtime where it's like, oh my god, Alchemist, he's getting too big. Oh no. Like, look at immediately. They just run into the enemy jungle again. 3-4 heroes just continue applying this pressure. Brave, they have to poke him out. They have to get the rats out of their house.
They're struggling to do it, that's for sure.
Yep. They do have Skylark with BKB now, so he's a lot stronger now, especially into OG Draft 2. They're all kind of magical. Even like the PL, sure, you're a physical component, but you're about the diffusal and about the burn. This will be pretty helpful for them to actually initiate the fight on the other
is under attack.
Like things have calmed down just a tiny bit. Get a bit of a breather here from all the fighting that's been going on, but it does definitely feel like Ana has just been allowed to kind of play his own game, and it almost feels like too, you know, he doesn't feel pressured to be a part of these fights. He shows up sometimes, they keep him alive. It feels like he's the golden goose in a sense right now. Just making sure that he's happy and healthy, and we're making space.
It's an excellent PL game. Like, the only thing he really has to worry about is getting doomed, which that should never really happen as PL, and just the Ember Spirit getting too big and just being able to clear out the illusions throughout the majority of the game. Everything else, it looks great for PL. Like Shadow Shaman and Oracle, they do pretty much nothing to you. You're gonna just walk right through these two. You're gonna clean up wards. Same thing even with like the Alchemist. It can be tough. I'll take some more time before he wants to deal with it, you know, but then PL's fine.
Yeah,
to just be much more ahead as an Alchemist. You want to be able to deal with that PL. He just isn't.
I mean, we talk about the Alchemist as being kind of like an aha pick, but I mean, there's not once you pick those supports up fairly early, you don't have a good way to deal with the Scandalous. I mean, a lot of people right now are saying the Dazzle shard, right? With the fact that you can hex the with the poison touch multiple targets. Seems to be pretty nice, but like maybe they'll find themselves a pick off. To get the root off, but they're right near a town. I don't know about this, BRAME. I like the hook spot on you guys, but yeah, Wish finds a kill on Thompson over on the back lines. They'll be able to clean up over onto Socks, and now No-Tail running for his life. Skylark is here, manages to go, getting one of these nice hits, tries to body block a bit, waiting for Wish to just catch up here. They need maybe a nuke here from Spartan, but not going to be able to quite get that final couple hits of damage.
Structures are fortified.
Good. Catch Thompson just walking, and maybe even TPing into the midst of the fray, and they just take him out instantly. Seb, he tanks through it all, but get the big target.
That's surprising. Again, I was worried. Like going right underneath the tower like that, I figured that they would end up paying for just being maybe a little bit too greedy, but again, hey, check this out, other side of the map. Ana continues to farm.
Dire's top tower is under
I guess that's
attack.
why they just chose not to. He's getting enough, and it just was an awkward place. Yeah, it definitely looked weird with the two supports starting on the center. It ends up working out pretty decently.
There's the
And
shark.
Alchemist still getting farm, but yeah, he's just, that's not what you want to see. 800 gold, the PL is bright, just right on his track. They want to be much more ahead in this game.
Interesting to see.
Yeah, the shard. You said from the PL.
It'll be very interesting to see now, with the fact that Stoneman has this Blink Dagger, if they're going to be able to get better engagements. Coming out over on the courier, I believe. Again, we talked about this. He loves playing Shadow Shaman. This guy is very, very aggressive. It's fun to watch, but the way that OG has been moving just as 5, it's very difficult.
It doesn't feel like the Blink's gonna have too much of an effect into what he's playing. It's nothing that he really just is like, wow, I got this hero. You know, there's so many different ways that OG can bail each other out. The shields, the stampedes, just even stunning or silencing the Shadow Shaman who's getting the lockdown. Yeah, it does feel like it's gonna be tough for Stoneman to have a big impact with this.
Skylark looking out. I believe that broke the smoke on No-Tail.
Handsome devil, aren't I?
So on this high dive on Skylark. He has the blink too, so blink and BKB. He's got this good initiation for his team for the follow-up, so he can remove some heroes.
Otherwise, it's pretty quiet again.
Yeah, slowed down a decent amount. I've seen 7 switches build like 11 in the last 2 minutes. He's now queued up the Ag. So Ag's also got buffed. Duration by
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Strong.
Oh, they still have the middle tower up. Goodness. Different words get used. Hobson gonna try to force his creep wave off. The jump forward, the blink over onto Skylar, roll over onto the back lines with the silence. Look at this magnetized damage coming out, plus the life drain. Spartan's gonna go down first. There's gonna be no saves for you here. And that BKB over on Skylar looks really pretty, but it hasn't been able to do a whole heck of a lot. Though they'll jump back, they'll get the hold up over here onto Skylar, get a nice stomp down, go Saksa. And the follow-up, Seb's going to be able to walk away, but they've got so much damage. This is not looking great here for the Alchemist. He's going to try to one-one out. He needs some help from the rest of his team, and he doesn't have it. He doesn't have Spartan there to keep him alive. Another slide coming out, just trying to discourage them from going too hard here, but a nice engagement here coming out from OG.
Oh, and surprising to see that BRAME actually sets themselves up for this mid tower. They actually showed everybody. I mean, I think we'll probably see that one in a quick replay. We do have it. They showed all of their heroes. So Sasha just had glitter. He gets exactly which target he goes on. And then or he gets magnetized on everyone. Yeah. Centaur, nice road connection, and then Ana just freaks out. He's on top of it, but there's no way that he was able to for anybody to actually get on him. They just reset the fight now. It's gonna be ages. They're trying to slow it down, though. Can't probably fight into them.
I mean, how do you even get in there? How do you make things happen? Grabify again. Spartan's getting nearby, and they have the ward down. This rush Skylark, though, jumping on in the middle. Are they gonna be able to do it? Radiant still goes down. And then that's going to be HumbleGod grabbing up that Aegis. Stomp forward, coming after Spartan. Down he goes. The rest of the side of Team Bird just running away. The roll forward, they'll get the heads off. Focus, running, wants to get back into his base as fast as possible. Wants nothing to do with the rest of this fight. Does end up stunning himself, but he's safely into the base. But you know who's not? Is going to be, of course, Dominan. And they're going a bit deep here. Trying to just get this kill onto Focus. It's on Seb. All of them, they're just running in. They don't Focus. Is he going to make it out alive? Yes, they managed to go and keep him out, but it's not looking great here for us as Spartan is trying to run. Wish is going to go down, though, as Spartan manages to get himself back. And oh my god, Ana, he wanted the fountain dive, and he's still alive. Down goes. Finally, Ana, it is the Aegis, of course, coming right back up again. But my goodness, have mercy, OG. As now Skylark's got those ticks off. They do finally manage to get Seb, but now HumbleGod, they're trying everything. They want to get him out of here. They do finally manage to slay HumbleGod, but that was a pretty big dive coming out from him there.
What? It forced 3 buybacks somehow. Like, it's a little clowny, but alright.
A little?
A little clowny diving all the way into the fountain to try to get this Alchemist. Hey, some of the kills are value to dive, but once he goes into the fountain, that's OG. He's having fun here. Feel probably pretty confident because Alchemist has been so broken, and you know when you're in these type of games, when Alchemist, you click on him, 26 minutes, you look at that inventory, you're feeling real good if you're on side OG. He's not 6 slotted, he's not even close to it, in fact. So, yeah, they're still feeling very confident themselves.
Gotta look at Ana's face during all of this, because I don't get to watch this when I'm casting play-by-play, right? I don't get to look at, and it's the face of a stone cold killer right there. It's just like, it's fine. Alright, maybe when,
Ana never makes any reaction, right? It's just like, oh no, I died. Meant a few words.
And much talent for sure. There we go. There's the smile at the end. I want to know he's having fun, right? You know, we've taken him away from Maple's story to make him play Dota. I want to know he's at least having a good time.
Dominan actually drops the Serpent Ward to try to backdoor the mid tower, but the creep wave is there. It actually does next to nothing. Tower's still alive, 120 HP. Now they won't have that for the next moments. Lots of neutral items dropping down here.
It is indeed raining neutral items.
Has been denied. Dire are
What does Wish have? So Wish now has his BKB, he's got his Maelstrom, he'll be able to pick up the Orb of Destruction. Actually decently strong versus that PL in a way, but still missing. He probably wants to have the Mjolnir, and he's supposed to play out the illusions a little bit better. And OG, they're not giving that time. Arcane Ruin, Octarine, Kaya Sage. Thompson's just gonna knock down this tower. It does.
He is having a good time, that's for sure.
Oh my god. Look at this damage. 2.2 seconds. They gotta slow it down.
Oh, the jump forward, they get the Lotus!
Lotus
Comes right back at him!
Saksa. I'm surprised he even has a Lotus. It's so early. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Dire's
well, he has
top
such a quick
tower.
Lotus orb. I don't
Dire's
think they
top
expected
tower
that at
has
all.
fallen.
And now, no Doom. And he also had a Kaya Sage, so you know that nice little status resist will make the Doom disappear even faster. And now they go.
Oh, that feels...
And now no Doom, no Serpent Wards. Fight's not gonna be.
Spartan has to be so careful with his positioning here. He's going to be so necessary to try to keep focus. Or wish alive. Like, who do you prioritize here? Down forward, though, here from Stone. Man, just going to get the Hex off. Another Lotus coming out. Silence and the Disarm. Over here onto the Alchemist. Life Drain, but still regenerating very quickly. As there is no mana left for this guy at all. Disarm again.
Yeah, they have to be quite cautious, especially on Skylar. They have to come up focus on him and he's like out of mana. Luciana just always sending those illusions in on anybody he sees to just trickle away that mana. Okay, we'll commit onto this melee Rex.
Alright, jump forward again, trying to just put some damage over on Humblegun. Look at him, he's just getting sliced away. Forces the BKB out over here onto the dude, which is very far in. Whereas the rest of his team, he might have gone up this a little bit too far, but it looks like with that BKB up and running, he's allowed to walk away, but that's not how you want to use that BKB, because Steffi just jumps right on in. They'll go, they'll slice him into ribbons. Down goes Wish. He has no buyback. Spartan is not going to make it out alive either. Both of them down.
Damn.
And the are we fountain diving? Are we doing this? Are we doing this? He's going right on in. He wants to go and just murder everyone. Stomach, he manages to go hold him in place for a little bit longer here. This OG is just not showing any mercy as Anna stuck in the wards. It's gonna have to get helped out here by No Tail, but he's just going to town. Eventually, though. Eventually he dies. Look at his face. He's having a great time playing Dota here. Dominant has that hold, but down he goes as well. They have slayed the humble god. With them being not so humble. And Focus.
They're just having fun here.
Focus trying to put some damage on, trying to get him out of his house. Spartan, oh, he is just... Yeah, that was a little close.
There you go, Smart. Got your 80 gold there.
Focus just... Focus. A little cheeky.
He wants something. There's no PL. They need to get something. They want to have any hope in this game.
It's so hard though. Stuff's so tanky. No Tail's got all the heal. Thompson can just go and heal him up as well. There's so much sustain coming out from the side of OG when they're not bouncing. Oh, that's not good over on the back lines too. Gonna be a teleport coming out from Saksa. Spartan, he's just too slow, and there's no escape for him. Down he goes. He's only dead for like 30-something seconds, but he's gonna be back up in no time.
Your fountain, you know, that's
Dire's bottom tower.
That's some mental warfare right there.
That was pretty brutal, and I mean, little things in this fight, and Sox is just doing God's work. Silences are so clutch every single time. Set far forward, but immediately covered. She did the Lotus.
Yeah, No Tail's not worried at all, and in comes the humble god again. He's just gonna burn through all of Wish's mana. They're all forward. They get the disarm up, and the Decrepify will be able to go take down some of the Witches next to fall. They do manage to get the Doom off, but it doesn't do a whole heck of a lot. There's so many ways to keep this little guy alive and kicking, although Focus is trying the best he can. Alright, they do finally slay Thompson. But Humble God is deep in the base here. Buyback now coming out from Thompson. Spartan just gets chopped down again. It's another 30 seconds on the clock for this guy. Focus. He's trying to get himself back into this fountain. Will they go for a fountain time again? Yeah, I don't know why I even bothered asking that question. They're just going right after Focus. They get the stuff off over onto the side coming out from both the Centaur and, of course, the Doom. Alma, he wants this kill and is going to be able to grab it. The buyback, though, immediately. They're really angry. They don't like this. They don't like the fact that this Phantom Lancer has been allowed to basically take a poop in their own fountain.
Pretty much, and look at Thompson. He's like, all right, you guys do that. Take the space. I'm taking buildings, you know, but I'll just take content. My guy, OG. Really no mercy in this game. It's just showing a real understanding of how much they just destroyed the draft, really, right? Like, even this Alchemist, sure, he was basically smart, but the way that they just made it look like he was nothing.
I love how the game's not even over Fog, you're like, man, look at this beautiful draft, and look at the way, they do manage to kill No-Tail, so that is one of their saves down. Thompson does have to be a little bit careful here because they're hot on his heels, and he doesn't have a No-Tail to keep him alive. He's gonna try to go for the live train again, but in comes Focus. This could be a dead Thompson again. In fact, yes it is. They went just perhaps a little bit too far, but Ana over here chasing after this Oracle, gets himself yet another kill, turns his attention now over to Stolman. He's gonna try to get this kill on Focus. They're trying to give him a rampage. I'm pretty sure of it right now. Vargas, they just keep running and chasing. And they're going right back into the fountain yet again. They're trying to help him out at this point. That's Wish again. Just...
That was loud.
Step goes down for that. Oh, Wish he's still alive, my friend. He's gonna die fairly soon, I have a feeling, but he made it out the first time. Now, alright, down goes Wish. Focus running back into the battle. Look at the tips coming out. The Humble God is back. Look at him. Show mercy.
On a PL, ladies and gentlemen. And he got bobbled.
God bless. God bless. Spartan's got himself a Ghost Scepter now. He wants nothing to do with this. Saksa. Alright. He's finally gonna die. But how long was that fight? I'm pretty sure they started the fight, and then Ana actually just ran down mid to be a part of it again.
Holy moly. Right, like, this is just them fountain diving. Look at the wards. They have the fountain diving wards even set up just at the ready. Is there a Roche spawn? Like, we need to get something in favor for BRAME here, please. Roche, 20 seconds. They might be able to actually do this with this. They have Solar Crest, they've got Acid Spray. Might be able to get it in time before that PL is up, and we're gonna go out and get some bounty roots. Got the bounty roots. She hasn't been on the left side of the map in that long.
Yeah, that's because they set up camp in the Dyer's base. They've moved on. It was a new life over the mountains.
These double bounties that get left, they're that much more valuable with the out.
They are indeed.
Pushes up. Alright.
Radiant. Oh, man. This is a dead shaman. So he's buying a little bit more time here. They might be able to get the... No. Down he goes. They've got their eyes again over here onto Thompson. He's going to cripple himself, trying to buy himself a little bit more time. The BKB over here onto Witch, but they'll be able to root into place. As now Thompson, the rest of the team coming in hot. No-Tail trying his best, wants to try to keep him alive if possible. But over on the back lines, No-Tail is going to go down. Wish next to fall. Thompson, did they go a little bit too far here? Because focusing him down, trying to life drain the best as he can, but Thompson does indeed go down. Step chasing after Spartan here, and he's not going to be quite grabbing. The Humble got himself, he's teleporting. He wants to be a part of this. He wants to get some of those kills. And there's no fountain for him to dive this time just yet, so perhaps he'll last a bit longer here, but that is 3 dead on the side of BRAME. No buyback.
They go for the kill instead of just like 5-man setting up for that Roche. They did definitely have a chance to go in there with the PL dead, but they went for Thompson, and then the fight all kicks off. Chaos goes down. PL respawns now, and now they don't get anything really out of it. Wish for a very long time. And a full butterfly now for the Humble God himself.
There is a rapier picked up, Bog. Did you see that?
Yeah, but it's not that good anymore versus evasion, unfortunately.
Focus would like to give Ana a rapier as an offering to the Humble God.
Yeah, it actually hurts quite a lot. Like, if this was last match, I'd be like, okay, he's offering this out. I'd be okay versus PL, but the evasion, it's no true strike anymore.
There's a tier 2 up in bottom. They just like breezed right past it, and they were like, is anybody hanging around here? Anyone we can murder? Roche is up though, and this has the Ag shard. So who would you put that on?
The shard. I want Seth to actually get it. I love this Centaur shard. I think they're probably gonna give it to me. The shields are just so bad for this game. And lowers the cooldown. They got options.
Depends on if they want to be safe or if they want to have some fun. The answer is always fun, personally.
Oh. Cost too much.
It's better than my friends. They call him Kentar Warrunner, so.
Centaur took the shard. Alright, let's watch how much health you can get. As people don't know, it refreshes. Every time you use it, it gives you 15% strength, and it slows your enemies by. So you actually get to a point where you're like at 10,000 EP if you do get the 5 stacks up. Pretty crazy.
That's horrifying sounding.
Yeah, pretty cool, actually. I saw it a couple times.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Humble God, the Aegis, Energies, high ground.
The question is, does Humble God want to actually finish the game, or does he want to keep farming up, you know, heroes?
He got the tower, now it's time to go.
Now he's just chasing after Spartan. He's like, alright, there's not going to be any of these saves going on. Down you go, there's no buyback on him. Go for the stampede, he's running right into the fountain yet again. He wants dominant. He's got all the illusions. It's a good step though here coming out from Focus. You have to remember, he does have a rapier. So that is going to be the Aegis going down. They've got ways to lock him down. They have to be quick about that. Nice silence though coming out from Sox. Buys a little bit more time. Ana gets dominant again. Should be able to go clean up Wish, and he's like, I see there's a rapier here. I would like that, but you know, we'll focus over here onto Wish. Does have to be careful. Nice stop coming out from the follow up with Soxa. Now goes dominant. They want this. They want to get as many kills as they can get here. Wish trying to run away. Can't run very far because it is, of course, his own fountain. But the creeps are just winning the game for them while all of this is going down. The GG gets called. Humble God, have mercy as OG. They're looking real nice now with Ana back on the squad.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was something. They hit a timing, they never gave BRAME really any hope in this game. To feel like after what, the 15-minute mark, it was just OG. No mercy. The typical OG just diving all the way into the enemy high ground. Diving. They never gave BRAME really any hope in this game. To feel like after what, the 15-minute mark, it was just OG. No mercy. The typical OG just diving all the way into the enemy high ground. Diving.
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.